we're all guessing. We're all guessing right now. All of us are guessing and hearing what people are saying, and it's just Bob McGinn says a friend of Rodgers puts it at 2% milk type chance that he's coming back. Well, I'm trying to put it in dairy terms for people in Wisconsin.
I see what you did.
Thank you.
Extra sharp?
I don't know. So, like I said, we're all guessing. Since Rodgers is declined to talk to NBC at the Kentucky Derby, he did talk to another website, who did not ask him about all of this, wearing a Turd Ferguson name tag.
Saw that.
Take that to the back. So you can see he's living his best life. He's living La Vida Loca. And we're all wondering what's going through his mind. So the next best thing about what's going through his mind is what he told us when he was on the show 2 weeks in to the NFL season, when he was a house of fire, September 25th. Just, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, 20-some-odd days after the cut of Jake Kummerow?
Yeah, exactly 20. Kummerow was cut September 5th, right before the season.
Right, and the cutting of Jake Kummerow was reported to be the straw that essentially broke the camel's back.
Right.
Even back then, that he said publicly, love these receivers. Day later, Gutekunst cuts this receiver and goes with another, undrafted free agent at the position. And that's just Rodgers even said later on in the season, talking about his receivers. I don't know if I really want to talk about it. I'm paraphrasing. Because last time I talked about my receivers, one wound up playing in Buffalo. Kummerow just re-signed with the Bills. So put this all in the hopper. And I had Aaron on. It was the first time I had spoken to him since the draft. We had Favre on, if you recall, after the draft.
Right.
Back in our NBCSN days of this program. Favre said this was all coming. He said that, that
kind of nailed it. Yeah.
That Rodgers knows the writing's on the wall. And termed him as, surprised, shocked at the drafting. Things go sideways, that's going to be it, is what Favre said. Well, they're sideways now. So we're going to have to take a look back to what Aaron had to say when I asked him for the first time since the drafting of Jordan Love, if the way that the team had drafted, didn't mention Love's name, if the way the team had drafted, if that did in fact, according to the media, the narrative was that it put a monster chip on his shoulder, if there was any truth to that.
I think I've always found inspiration from various things, and as a younger player, even before I got in the league, there was a lot of slights that I felt about, the scouting of my performance and my abilities and who thought I could play and couldn't play. I think as I got older, you have to find new ways to be inspired by things. I think if anything, it's almost the opposite. I'm completely at peace with where I'm at in my career, and that's what's freed me up and allowed me to to get to this comfort level is the peace that sometimes surpasses even your own understanding. And I don't have bitterness towards the organization or Jordan or anything associated with that. I'm just I've been working on myself, and I think a lot of times when people see whether it's a narrative about my mental state or how I'm playing, it can't just be a positive thing. They have to say, well, it's a shot at somebody or a slide at somebody, or he's trying to it's an FU to somebody, or whatever it might be. In this situation, I really feel like it's just I've been choosing to work on myself during quarantine and COVID lockdown, and I feel really good about where I'm at. Matt and I have, we've had a friendship since the beginning. I think it's even grown during this off season. There's a lot of trust there, and we're in the second year of a system that guys are just playing a little bit faster, and we're finding ways to be more efficient. I mean, that doesn't maybe sell a lot of papers or get a lot of hits on the website, but to me that's closer to the truth than this idea of some monster chip.
God, I love interviewing that guy. He is so unique. He really is.
There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack there. I know.
A lot.
Well, it does kind of jibe with the rest of the narrative, with the exception of no bitterness towards the organization, which apparently all reports say he definitely has, unless he's removing Gutekunst from the organization. Loves the Packers, loves the organization in terms of Mark Murphy, loves the town, Lambeau, his coach, loves them all. Just doesn't like that general manager that went ahead and took Jordan Love and then cut Jake Kumerow 20 days before all that. When he's talking about how you use things differently. And then he is at peace. Maybe he was at peace at the time. And the thing that disturbed the peace was what happened in January. And then from there on to January. Because at the time, Rodgers was at peace in that conversation. Tom Brady was just a mere 1-1 quarterback. Where we were all talking about Bruce Arians publicly talking about that interception, one of the couple that Brady threw in week 1 against New Orleans was on Tom. And we're all talking about is Arians talking, truth to the press like that to Tom Brady? Is he really talking to the press to Tom through the press? Because that's a new sensation for Brady, I'm sure. Like, don't forget what we were talking about September 25th. Now, smash cut to February 25th. Smash cut to even January 25th. Brady had been absolutely catered to by the front office. They got him everyone he wanted. I don't even know it was Fournette. Fournette had just gotten on the team. Antonio Brown wasn't there yet.
He was not, no.
So we had yet to see the full extent of how the front office of Tampa was basically going all in on the window for Brady, who eventually went to Lambeau Field in the first home NFC Championship game for Aaron Rodgers and prevailed, which, again, is part of what Bob McGinn had to say yesterday in The Athletic, is part of what has caused Rodgers to take the stance that everybody is reporting he is taking. Or like the Kumerow cut, he was just at peace. Like, screw it. This is it. YOLO. I'm out. I'm working on myself. I'm doing meditation, heading to that Calm app after Goody did what he did to my wide receiver. I'm just going to keep my head down and I'm going to show what I can do. And he winds up being the MVP of the NFL, starting a new life.
I guess in hindsight, that's kind of how I'm rehearing that.
So, I mean, you got to put everything together and know some might be overblown, some might be undersold, some is unknown still to this day. Don't know. We do not know.
Are we going to end up adding this whole saga to the Malcolm Butler unknown, to the Todd Gurley, is this going to be one of those great NFL unknowns, or are we going to get the full story?
We'll never get the full story, because if this winds up with him wearing orange on June the 2nd in Denver,
yeah, or silver and
all
black,
that, you put that all together, it'll be, I love Green Bay, I love the organization, I'm just turning the page. And don't forget, however bad this looks, can't get much worse than what the hell was going on with Green Bay and Favre. That was bad. When I say it's bad, that was really bad. That was pretty awful bad. And Favre is now Mr. Packer. Okay?
Yeah.
And I don't know how Humpty Dumpty gets put back together if you do care about the relationship between Rodgers and Favre. But all I know is this. Rodgers and the Packers. If Rodgers does not play this year, it'll be the first time since Jim Brown retired that the MVP of the league does not play for the team that he won the MVP for the next year. Wow. And still, no one will have played 17 years of the Green Bay Packers organization, because Favre and Bart Starr were there 16, just like Rodgers. It's crazy. Wow. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.